Ebusuya Blakk Rasta atutu biamane Kennedy Agyapong for his quick U-turn to join Bawumia's campaign. After all the backlash, after all the showdown, after all if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate to expose you, Bawumia ne kan after all the kasa dodo na okan ye nyina wasaye quick U-turn join Bawumia campaign no. Ama Blakk Rasta bofu pa atutu bi amane no. Now answer na yebeti Blakk Rasta yeni kan yentie this very short clip of Bawumia na yem breaking things down. Let's go.
Kennedy Agyapong. Agyapong. We are united for victory. Ideas are me one eye enye nkoko kitekiti ideas. Eye enye nkoko buo ideas. Enye a confirm ideas. Me want transformational ideas. Enti mumma mistiano. Na minchikano na yanko to the promised land.
Bawumia, medicine the bema. Odo medical the bema. Odo medical the bema. Bawumia medical the bema.
Yeni kan yempose hansa. Agwa we there or you told you. Bawumia medical the bema. King kan Bawumia kan bema. King we na mudi nechi. Hey, toy we na mudi nechi no. Chobi we. Chobi we na mudi nechi. Toy. This guy is just a toy. Ajena nkasa edani trimu no Bawumia enye adwuma. Ene Bawumia nam ena ideas are me what the bia ideas. 8 years ni what has those ideas been able to help the people? Ekwan be so na sa ideas no esi afa aboa Ghana for. Ekwan be so. Ni bakro na wo kire se oni idea bia no nembre so na yeto dollar back with 4 cedis. And then you full of ideas. Economic management team. We have the man. I have the idea with your PhD. All your ideas, you know, and then you thought dollar back with 16 point something Ghana cedis. A quite better so, and as our ideas, you know, see afa aboa Ghana for. And our ideas are me one a transformational ideas. A ye chen and kukon kete. A ye chen confirm ni adi. Hey, mamen kano crenchero. Sa en kukon kete no. E sombo ebeboa Ghana for chen e-gate a uklemi se wodeba. Because I get you know, we Ghana nina se we ntu kwanya, unya so mfaso. Empo Ghana for a free confirm as ba Ghana kura. Bebre na kura foreign passport a wo hia e-gate bia. Now so sa enkokon kete no, ebeboa Ghanaian youth ama Ghana for at least enya adwuma ye. It between sa idea no ne wudi dia he na sebi o. Nyansa wo mu a ebetimi aboa Ghana for. Yenka do krenche Ghana for. Ena empo ebiom en confirm ho asem na Bawumia e kan no. Se empo en confirm bi etu dwane free Ghana krampo a eso mfaso chen excavator ye hye. Because en confirm the asane bo onye den. Do you know the price of one single excavator? Excavator bako pe ebetimi aton confirm be 1 million. Excavator bako ebetimi aton confirm be 1 million. It is sabio se en confirm mpo edwane free Ghana eye chen se excavators ebetu ayira free Ghana. Because excavators no board din bebre chen confirm. Boba ye in the name of ye fighting galamsey mochi enkofo machines na mo pejatum. And this same Bawumia esa nam esa kire Ghana for say say there me ba government policy yenshi eye excavators biem. Say there excavator share no aba ye a whole government policy. Ni Jimmy and abu ho say Bawumia me this tie no be ma king card no Bawumia antias ye say Ghana eye akunya na ye pre enye ka. Ghana eje trotro. Ghana amembu anase Ghana position no presidency no eye akunya enye ka enye steer. Into onya Jimmy ni sa nkwasiasa na ase o ma obi Jimmy no say toy no. I don't know who advises Bawumia. Bawumia me de ka ni ma king we nipa. Mudi na chi we nipa. We nipa. Yen kan confirm ho asem etwe me old story. Yen kan eye excavators are a 2 year free Ghana and no wasem na yenka kwasi asem kwa we mono ya na obubu Ghana for Jimmy. They think most of us are stupid. They think we are dumb. But omontias say ene Ghana ni no enye the same Ghanaian that they knew about 10, 15 years ago. No, and I dream what be. Yehunia eyema yenia yenim. Yehunia enyen swa yenim. We are aware of our surroundings. We know what time it is. Untimi na da obi abiem. Nonsense. Yanko na yanko tie nsemo a eye Blakk Rasta. Blakk Rasta edi atuda. Listen.
Pong is a liar. Is a joker. Hi. Run up to this presidential campaigns, my brother, my sister, for his party, the NPP. What did he not say about Bawumia? If the foundations are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. He said Bawumia had nothing to offer. All of a sudden, maybe they dangled some carrots in front of him. I didn't know Kennedy Agyapong was this low and loose. I met Kennedy Agyapong personally, and he told me, Blakk Rasta, never ever would I campaign for Bawumia. He ended up by saying, Chia. That's what he said. Chia. And every Ghanaian understands, every African understands when an African says, the Nigerian will say, Tofiakwa. The Ghanaian will say, Chia. That was what he told me and told the whole Ghana. What has changed? Do you respect your audience and your fans enough to return to them and tell them, hey, listen, I said A, B, C, D, E, F, but I have a change of mind because of E, F, D, G, H, I, O, P, Q, R. Oh no, I am so disappointed by Kennedy Agyapong. Whoever is advising him has advised him wrongly. He's killing his own political career. I'm glad I have lived long enough to see the real Kennedy Agyapong. And I see some people trying to defend it. Oh, he's still a member of the NPP. Oh yes, so he has to support his party. No, that is not the Kennedy Agyapong that I got to know. If his party is wrong, he will come out and say, hey, my party is wrong. I will give them a showdown. Showdown became the most popular political word. Only for Kennedy Agyapong to go back to his vomit like the biblical dog. I'm so ashamed of this guy. I wasted my time thinking that he had something to offer. What has Bawumia got to offer? Bawumia. Oh, Kennedy, you have lost my respect. My God, have mercy. For some time, I told myself that, hey, Kennedy Agyapong is the next man I am throwing my support for. Because he speaks the language I speak. But if you return to your vomit this cheaply, like that biblical dog, I am so ashamed of this guy. Listen to what he's saying to Swami people. Oh, port duties are so high, and when Bawumia comes into power, he will make sure he reduces that. I know this because I pay port duties too. What an insult. Who raised the port duties? Is it Mahama? Is it Ajaguraja? Who raised port duties? Is it the same dirty NPP party? You create problems, and then you return and tell us to vote you into power so that you will solve those problems. What nonsense. Oh, Kennedy, I didn't know you were this cheap and loose. My God, have mercy. We all wanted Kennedy to win, and I said it several times, for Bawumia to win that presidential race of the NPP. I will support Kennedy 1,000,000 times, and I said it over and over on this show and beyond. My God. Oh, Kennedy, you have disappointed your fans. You have disappointed all the young men and women who followed you. I couldn't eat from yesterday, and I got in contact with his team. Oh my God, they couldn't say anything. Key members of his team. I said, is it true what I'm hearing? The person who drew my attention to this yesterday was Osofu Chirabosum. He said, hey, Blakk Rasta wati, Kennedy Agyapong na disappointed us. No, Missy, why you? He liked to speak tree to me. Say, hey, only Bawumia. I almost crashed my car yesterday. I was with my producer. I said, Minjindi. Ah, Kennedy. Obia Osi Bawumia. Onyano. Piano. If he has changed his mind, then tell us what happened so we can also change our minds. After all, it's only a fool who can change his mind. Kennedy.
Right. You see, the point is, Kennedy has always been like this. but Ghana for binum na mon hunin tem. Ni suba say reality o. Enya say bi a we a wakodi Bawumia chi na eye bibi a yesronku. Sa no tie dadada. Say ka kire mo. Ni mo ana muti social media ni mainstream media ye no can no vote no. Ye ka kire mo say Kennedy Agyapong cannot be trusted. Ye kan kire mo. Ye ka kire mo say ene omo a pray Ghana konya between Bawumia ne Kennedy ne hwan ne John Dramani Mahama. John Dramani Mahama nko na owo integrity. John Dramani Mahama nko na onimu ne awoye. John Dramani Mahama nko na on trade your support for any other thing. Ye ka kire mo say mo amoye no can no vote inkusiaga se mo jiboni so. Monye money so. Se mo jiboni so. Ye no bi ho politics no. Aduane a yedi o, ye tiase o, nti ye kasa amunti o. Because we understand politics. And we understand the nature of Ghanaian politics. Sa no tie dadada. Ono no, se ye che aduane, na se we nya bi ani an okasa. Ye che aban sase, ye che aban sika, na se we nya bi ani an okasa. Ye che contract, na se we nya bi ani an okasa. E ba se onya bi dia on kasa. Nti abribia no, odada Ghana fo bi no mu asebi o madwen mu ha ema madwen mu se oyobi a okoma Ghana fo onkoma obi a o. He doesn't fight for anybody. He doesn't fight for you. He only fight for his own interest. Inti ono abribia any interest over integrity. Sa no tie dada. Nye say bia we na wo se sound. Sa no tie. Hu na mo hu in tem. Sa no tie. That's who he is. That's his nature. Sa no tie. That is how he is. Afise majimani so. Monsieur Nyansa. All right. Kumchacha and so Edin Sembia to ja. Also say or message be the ma Kennedy Agyapong. Tienko. Na yenko tie and sempoti ya Kumchacha Edia to ja. Listen.
Kennedy ya papa Kennedy Agyapong akoye. Sa wadene support o ma ya papa Bawumia ni ade ni nyina no. Mo ye den a mo be ko opposition. Twa eno kuna na me kacha mo ye den a mo be ko opposition. Efisera se ni kura na miss of Kumchacha ma hu se. Ya papa onabu Kennedy Agyapong. Ya papa me patro tie ni. Ya papa onabu Kennedy Agyapong ne nsem wa. Opeka ye de fa Bawumia no. Enu kura be ye message e de amenkrofo. Wo se Bawumia wono economically economics no onya de wabon. That in somewhere ya papa Kennedy Agyapong kan yo de fa Bawumia no. Ene nsem ye show down ne nsem akese awo kan ye nyina no. Eya me nwanwa na mashoku ashoku aseye ashoku biem say ya papa onabu Kennedy Agyapong akodi na platform no so awo kasa ama me mudwimi ama ma unse nipa ye mfa ye hu tu nipa so ye nyi nipa ni hwe ba $1 hwe ba apaturu akodu da ene na sabe mpredi asande ye tewo na ye se ya papa onabu Kennedy Agyapong ene wo twa na ho senya papa ye campaign di ama Bawumia na me no twa me makese ya papa onabu Kennedy Agyapong se campaign we say no ka wanfa no wanje mo anka ono no ka bi a 2028 kura da ka bi akọ wo future ewo president mu but mama kan some to say sama wono aka wan sama wono aka fa mamuo we hu Matthew chapter 12 verse 37 wono mo asam wo di bebu fo etin sama wono aka na senne wono asi atwa no kwa akwa campaign no ono ekokasa patro di asempa na okoka bi yemede mo ntra be na okoka because na wodina platform no so no ade ba ko ye me den say ono aka say amamuo no wo se nkoyi na ahokyere de wo omanim ahokyere wo eti eden sem pa no na bu Kennedy Agyapong ese koka bi eti yata wase sa wo koka wo na wo wanse akọ opposition ebaboa.
Right. And Kennedy Agyapong supporter or supported Bawumia doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the fact that some few months ago, or can correct mu say Bawumia and you be a obetimi abuamo. Say in moving forward, Bawumia and you be as a more Ghana sharing sa obetimi deliver. And Chebia some few months ago, and our cancer say we now cancer no create the Ghana for.
Bawumia, you know, no ding when your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. That time now $1 to 4 cedis, and then $1 to 12 cedis. Okay, as you did them. The next day, propaganda, the whole Ghana newspapers were caught. I don't insult. I tell the truth. Wow. And today, 11.5. the rate of depreciation. Obani, what are we going to say? And the media baby no credit be any account. Neither you are unfairly young or a mate.
But the fair one here, the MPP party.
But a basa digital dia unka say MPP, I know there you take credit. A basa bibi nya dia who say now you mate. Please, you see, I don't want individual, but media means so we makamachero.
Internet so say nisika bi a openti obesa kodi ba omeachia. It doesn't change the fact say what they kind I want Ghana for akwashin Ghana for say Bawumia and you be a obetimi aboa mo. Na oni Bawumia ina they are in the same party oni Bawumia chen wo out to abadima Bawumia. Or see Bawumia boa intimonto abentia Bawumia. These were the words of Kennedy Agyapong.
I'm sorry, my strategies, strategies, any baby I namun. It is only Ghana and I would the economy ni call IMF also your strategies. MPP for woman ye clean campaign umbenya because media woka may reply obi also your strategies. Also your strategies. Embra ye taking over power not dollar your 4 cities. And that dollar and your 12 cities with your strategies. Excuse me, strategies. More your strategies. Please. Omomi clean campaign.
Oche say Bawumia tina Ghana ha run in the mouth. And if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will then expose you. So I'm no under John Dramani Mahama say. Na ukra 4 cities a dollar bako. And then under Bawumia say. And then we hear $1 just ukra be 16.14 Ghana cedis. And yet Bawumia Ghana for say he wants to run for a presidency. Or why president for the past 8 years he couldn't do anything to help you people. Enti say Kennedy opa sebi Bawumia unya na nine na onfendi opa ohia Bawumia ta enchange hwe. Say Ghana for ni Bawumia. It's not about no Kennedy. It's about you. It's about mo amutijum. It's about mo amuton koko ni kusi ni mo any di tuza fini ade. It's about you, the people on the grounds. Enya about ono Kennedy. Ono Kennedy is always ka. On the ono ye man of government contract ni ade into ono 777 eba nia obedi nko ade a emono. But you the people are sebi ekomu demu a ene ba omi a kire mo say economy no eno anu obotom. It was in the American. So say uhu say ebia me boa na say enokra check the exchange rate and check your pocket. Iti enemo hwe bobotom. Say ba omi a kire mo say economy eno anu obotom dia ene me so me kire mo say de sa dia efri na ekri mo hwe bobotom. Mo hwe exchange rate no na mo nyina so fanto aba. Into opa ha me say ba omi anta na wo hwia. Enchange hwe. Ghana fo aka say ye beto abetia ba omi anu so shall it be enchange da. Onye honorable man o. Onye man of integrity o. Onye man of his words o. Sa show down is our way now. It was gimmicks. They were all gimmicks. He never meant them. Or no, me say Kennedy is the easiest person to buy. Or you cheap. Or you the cheapest politician. The way I Obaya will see winning the heart of the youth within the shortest possible time. And what trading will love, what trading will vote, what trading will support for peanuts, you know. And don't check Ghana for you now. Is somebody that we can never trust. Oyobia unimu nyansa nkose otia CSA empo after John Dramani Mahama na say NDC 10 no anka oyobia or very big chance pa say Ghana for it to me be because you to know isan the way we see buga e kana drink na Ghana for adwen yo mo say oyobia openokre kanokre pa nti e ma Ghana youth no bi ebedi nachi by the south warning na what disappoint you. It never again shall Kennedy ever become president of this nation. Ain't mean see that was send a career, was send a dachi. He has thrown his future everything to the gutters because of Bawumia. What turn the dachi, what turn the chances, what turn the future in favor of say Obehia Bawumia sebi to be. Obeleke Bawumia na sempa buenti. What turn the BBR, what turn the integrity, and never again shall Kennedy ever become president of this nation because he cannot be trusted. Nipa bi say, Sebo the Ghana channel sa obeton the amabro for no. cheap kra obeton mu koko ni bubi bia de amabrofo cheap obeton mu ankasa mu kra de amabrofo cheap edintia ne aopa ne dan ne aopa ne cars ne aopa ne ska ne aopa ne ajapade. He doesn't mean well for you people, and he will never ever mean well for you people. Kennedy is nothing in the eyes of you the people, and should be nothing. Your manner or lacking integrity or lacking respect or lacking dignity. And we can never, ever, ever entrust our nation in the hands of such a diabolical character. Never. As it stands now, right? Mampeni obetimi abua Ghana. Say ya the Ghana shenens at least or credibility, what track record. Ya checking in fear 9 or born homodnia say ya the Ghana shenens obetimi abua yen or no ene John Dramani Mahama. Inti yen to aba Emma John Dramani Mahama and Sambra. Na omra me Ghana in free for ways, in free kwaso, in free ayam is dream. And fire cocaine and assassin so. Sase plaza. Sase plaza. It's as simple as that. The chairman free. Enjoy the rest of your day, Makramo.
We were thinking about the future. And so we have something we call a sinking fund. A sinking fund is like the sink in your bathroom. And so it has a hole. So when you open the water, the sink does not get full because the sinking hole is draining the water. So we set up what we call a sinking fund. And what we did was, every year, we put some of our revenue in the sinking fund. So that when debts are coming, we take money out of the sinking fund and settle those debts. So it just works the same way as a sink. So that the water won't overflow and flood your bathroom. If that hole is open, anytime a debt is coming, you get some water to pay the debt. This government came, we had left money in the sinking fund because we knew that the debt that Kufuor's government took, the first Eurobond, $750 million, we knew it was going to become due in October 2017. And so we put money in the sinking fund and said, whichever government will be there in 2017 should be able to get money to pay the debt so that it will not affect the economy. I knew that we could lose the election. I was hopeful that we would win, but we lost. And when we lost, and that debt became due, Oforiatta went to the sinking fund, took that money, and paid the Kufuor debt. That was forward thinking. I too could have used the money because it was an election year. I could have used the money to try and win the election. But we were thinking forward. We went and took Eurobond. And we said, no, we're going to set up the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. And so we need to give them seed money so that we can use that as our sovereign wealth fund, and we can use that and go and borrow money to come and do infrastructure in Ghana. And so we put $270 million aside in the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. And that is the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. Part of the money from the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund was used to build Terminal 3 at Kotoka Airport. I too could have said, 270 million is an election year, I want to win, I will spend the 270 million, share it to people so that I'll win the election. We established a stabilization fund. I put money in the stabilization fund. And the stabilization fund is meant for emergency. If there's any emergency, government can go into the stabilization fund and take money and resolve the emergency. You remember when COVID happened? Government of Ghana didn't have one single CD to start responding to COVID. It was Parliament that told them, oh, go and look in the stabilization fund. John Mahama left money in the stabilization fund. Go and take that money and use it for our COVID response. So Parliament approved it, and they went and took the money from the stabilization fund and started to respond to COVID. Even that money, they didn't use it properly. They gave sole source contracts to friends and relatives. They gave Momo to their party executives and everybody. And so there's a difference between a visionary government, that is a government that is looking forward into the future, And a government that is thinking only about their stomachs today